Why property investment is still viable in 2021. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Ivan.
And we are the co-founders of
Quadrant.
Alright, so today I think we are going to talk and reflect pretty much on 2020. And I'm not sure about you, Ivan, but 2020 just happened and gone past like in the blink of an eye.
I totally agree. In 2020, it is the year that we have COVID, and because of that, right, we actually speed through the whole year. And other than this, right, we're going to look into what we're going to do next for the year 2021.
And so we're going to talk about the 3 reasons why property investment is still viable in 2021.
Let's go. And reason number 1 is 2021 is the year of the low interest rate environment.
So what does low interest rate really mean when it comes to property investment, Ivan?
So you see, when we are talking about buying a property, right, we have to buy a property using leverage for it to make sense. And when we talk about leverage, right, it means that the cost of our investment is actually the interest that we pay.
If you do not know now, actually interest is one of the highest factor when it comes to property investment.
When we talk about property investment, right, it means that today you're either buying a home to stay or you're renting it, because everyone today need to stay somewhere.
Yeah, and if there's a low interest rate environment, it just makes more sense to buy as compared to rent, because majority of your mortgage that you pay, it actually goes to principal, which is basically down paying your home over time.
Yeah, in short, right, when interest is the expense that you're paying on, and with such a low interest rate environment, right, it makes much more sense to buy and hence, right, pay this interest to own the home and to stay in it.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I personally feel that interest will still be low in the next couple of years to come. The reason why is because Singapore, alright, it's basically a small country, and with vaccination around the corner, fine. I mean, we might actually distribute out the whole vaccination to the entire country within a year. But do not forget, Singapore is just so small, such a small speck in the entire world. What about the other countries where they're much bigger? I would say that they would minimally also still take at least 1 year or more to then really effectively distribute out the vaccination.
Wow, that's very well said, Shawn. So we are going to move on to our point number 2. Take 2.
And reason number 2 is this thing called conviction. So how do I really define conviction? It's basically how much of your wealth are you willing to put in that investment vehicle.
So like personally for me, right, I put majority of my wealth and my family's wealth into real estate because that is something that we firmly believe on. And what about you, Shawn?
Yeah, I easily put like 90% of my wealth into property investments. And I think the key is this, is that during this 2020 heading up to 2021, right, what we are seeing is that we are seeing more and more people at the end of the day working from home, and that ended up means that they start looking at bigger places to actually live in. What's the whole thoughts about this whole process?
You see, like during this COVID-19 period, right, there is more working from home, like exactly like what Shawn says, and because of this, right, there's more demand for like study room space. And like if you're thinking about it from a more personal situation, right, if a husband and wife are going to be working from home, they need like individual spaces, right, to be like making phone calls and doing their work, and this translates, right, into demand for bigger and bigger housing. And because of this, the overall demand in the market actually increased, and we can see this in the property market prices.
Yes, and I think fundamentally, right, I think property itself is something that people can see, can touch, and ultimately still is able to rent out, let's say if they're not using for personal use itself. And that just pretty much just makes someone comfortable.
So let us know what percentage of your wealth, right, that you put into properties versus other instruments. And by the way, if you like our video, click on the like button, right, and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
Third reason why we should still invest in property in 2021 is because borders are opening up soon. Think about it, in 2020, more people or foreigners are actually leaving the country as compared to coming in. And in 2021, with vaccination once again around the corner, we're expecting more foreign workers to actually come back into the city itself.
Yeah, so in Singapore, right, there's actually demand for work for foreign workers, and because of this, right, foreign workers coming in from like our neighboring countries, right, may choose to stay in the homes of Singapore, like may choose to rent a place in Singapore, and because of this, right, demand is going to go up, and with this increase in demand, right, there will be an increase in occupancy rate, and hence, right, the increase in rental and likely the increase in property prices.
And the fun fact for you is this, is that in 2020, actually occupancy rate, it's pretty high. If I'm not wrong, it's at 95% occupancy rate. Think about it, now in 2021 with borders opening up soon, we can expect occupancy rate to either remain or go up even higher, which means that rental prices are likely to go up. And rental price goes up just means that property is just going to be more and more attractive.
So with this, right, I hope you all learned something from this channel here today, and we hope to see you soon in our next video. And before you leave, do give us the thumbs up and click on the subscribe button below. See you!